Tiny Tina's Wonderlands Land of the Giants is, as its name suggests, a 3-volume comic spin-off of the video game Tiny Tina Wonderlands, which itself is a spin-off of the Borderlands in-universe D&D game Bunkers and Badasses, introduced in the Tiny Tina Assault on Dragon Keep DLC, which debuted in Borderlands 2. The first volume was released on August 14th, 2024, second was on September 18th, and the third and final volume was on October 23rd. All 3 issues were collected in a trade paperback/graphic novel on March 4th. Paul Tobin heads the writing team with Louisa Rousseau as the main artist and cover artist, Heather Breckel as the colorist, and Darren Bennett/Ann World Design as the letterer, with Dark Horse Comics as the publisher. Story overview. The story starts with returning Wonderlands characters Fred and Valentine alongside Hammerlock, engaging in a play session of Bunkers and Badasses with Tiny Tina. They are doing a quest trying to take down a giant called Hilly the Kid, who is rampaging across the Wonderlands. The trio are getting their butts handed to them. We are then introduced to their Bunkers and Badasses characters. Tiny Tina tells them that Hilly the Kid smacked them through the air, and they land at a wyvern orphanage. Hammerlock then barrages Tina with questions about various species of wyverns, and she gets flustered and leaves, with the comic cutting back 2 hours before the play session. Fred and Valentine, Claptrap is also there, meet up in Tina's house and are waiting for her. Valentine questions where she is and wanders off, leaving Fred with Claptrap. Valentine enters her room and rummages around before finding her diary. Valentine tells Fred over radio communication that her diary details kid sightings all over the world, but she's been unsuccessful thus far finding any kids her age. He remarks after seeing her height chart that her bomb making is the way she quote-unquote competes with adults. Tina returns with a multitude of snacks and remarks that maybe they should grab a third player when Hammerlock walks into frame. He becomes convinced after being offered his favorite snack, and the trio go on a various list of side quests headed by Tina. They come across a town called Boomtown, where they are met by Giant Sheriff Torg and other people who live in town. They can't understand giant speak, so they ask Torg about any quests they can do, and Torg tells them about a bounty on Hilly the Kid. Hammerlock takes the lead and they discover giant footprints belonging to Hilly, and that's how they ended up at the Wyvern Orphanage 2 hours later. They slaughter all the wyverns and find Hilly the Kid's camp, whereupon they find a diary belonging to the giant. Tiny Tina tells them that they cannot progress without the diary, and reveals that the diary is actually Claptrap himself. Claptrap says the reason Hilly is mad is because his giant pet crab stole his underwear, another reason maybe because of his atrocious hairstyle. Tina segues this point into having a haircut judging extravaganza. She judges everyone's haircut and facial hair, with Ellie making an appearance. Tina grows exhausted after judging the hairstyles when Sheriff Torg asks for the progress on the bounty. The party complain about him always being loud, and Torg says that the best way to communicate with giants is being loud, and that giants sometimes don't pay attention to people that's not their own age. The party questions her choice of words, and she insists that she said height and not age. They follow Claptrap as he is the dungeon master, as Tina drank too much pancake soda and passed out. They decide to do a bunch of side quests with Tiny Tina no longer running the show. Tina pops up again later and tells the party that they have a royal request from Queen Buttstallion herself to investigate a startup company's potential. It turns out to be Ellie with her new Catch-A-Wyvern vehicle system. Claptrap tries to get them back on track with finding Hilly the Kid, but they decide to go on a bunch more side quests, with one involving Mordecai as the mayor of a town whose skeep are being kidnapped by goblins. Tina keeps piling on the quests and the party complains and Tina gets mad. Claptrap calms everyone down by telling the tale of Claptrap the Kid. The party then group together with Claptrap and chase after Hilly the Kid, but his strides are too long to catch up with him. Tina goes to the bathroom and lets Ellie take over. She lets them take her new and improved Catch-A-Wyvern, and they chase after Hilly before the party accidentally hits the eject button, and they land in a Cyclops bikini contest. We cut to Tina being jealous of how much fun they are having before being called back. Ellie leaves and Tiny Tina fast forwards the campaign, and the party finally encounter Hilly the Kid. They talk with Hilly the Kid and demand to know why he is acting out. Hilly responds by questioning what's wrong with acting out and that he's trying to express himself. Hilly destroys the party before Torg shows up and starts a banjo battle with Hilly. Torg wins and tells the party that sometimes a battle is about love and understanding, and that somebody isn't bad just because they are causing problems. To understand that sometimes it's important to have things that aren't important, and that sometimes you just want to act out and do things for fun. The party realized Tina is only role-playing as an adult, and that she is just a kid. It's up to the adults to understand that she is the only child surrounded by giants, aka adults. She finishes the quest by saying that Hilly only started rampaging because his pet crab went away to learn how to be ruder, and Hilly was lonely without his pet crab. The party finish up the B&B session and come back at night to give Tiny Tina some mini dolls of the party while she's sleeping. The comic ends by Fred and Valentine saying that even though they aren't the same age or size, they'll always be friends. Art style, paneling, character design. The art style is very cutesy and very colorful, one of its main strengths as a comic when compared to something like a black and white manga. The shading and facial features, environments, and overall design isn't as detailed, nor is it really cel-shaded like the old Borderlands comics such as Origins, Fall of Firestone, etc. No thick dark outlines, complex shadows, insane anatomy. It's very simple and cartoony, which benefits the comic well. The panels are wide open and quite large, but at the same time are quite busy, making the artwork hard to take in, and I found it quite hard to read at times. I don't have anything to say about the design of characters. They do the job and aren't memorable at all. Nobody stands out. Ending thoughts. Most Gearbox/Borderlands auxiliary media is largely forgotten and never advertised by the companies themselves, and Land of the Giants suffers from this problem as well. Despite the cutesy art style and featuring some surprise appearances by Ellie and Mordecai, just like the video game spin-off, the story is uninteresting and bland, and the dialogue suffers from modern Borderlands dialogue. Overly long narration with not much substance being shown or said. I appreciate the tone and idea they are going for, with Tiny Tina being the only kid surrounded by adults, and that she is searching for kids all around the world, but this is the second time the writers rehashed the same trauma/mental issues with Tina. Assault on Dragon Keep was a fresh and interesting dissection of Tina as a character, and how she deals with the events of Borderlands 2 after the story is over. Wonderlands, the video game spin-off, also delves into her using the Bunkers and Badasses game as an escape from real life, which never went anywhere, and now we have this comic. The idea is good, where she is searching for kids her own age, and the juxtaposition of her as a kid surrounded by adults all the time, but the comic is too short to justify delving into this very good idea, and falls flat overall and is wrapped up very quickly. The plot jumps all over the place, it can be hard to read at times, and doesn't evolve the story or lore in any meaningful way, and rehashes Tiny Tina as a tragic character without having the skill or space needed to properly flesh her out like Assault on Dragon Keep did. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening. My name is Artdude Sas. I hope you all have a fantastic day.